The earth gives, the earth nourishes. But we only take. Our thirst for progress, our desire for more seems to have no end. We dig deep into the earth, extracting its resources, and we call it development. We have been blind to the truth. We are destroying ourselves. For decades, the warnings have been sounded, whispers from scientists and researchers. They spoke of imbalance, of a planet on the brink, but their pleas were drowned out by the roar of drills, the clang of machinery, by the insatiable hunger of human ambition. We have forgotten that we are not the masters of this world, but merely guests. And like any guest who disrespects their host, we face eviction. It began subtly, tremors in the earth's rhythm, cracks in the pavement. We ignored them, dismissed them as natural occurrences. We were wrong. It was the earth, our host, finally fighting back. The day the earth cracked open, as if the planet itself was screaming. A deafening roar, a sound that seemed to emanate from the very core of the world, ripped through the air. Buildings swayed, then crumbled. The ground beneath us became a raging sea, tossing us about like driftwood. The earthquake. A force so powerful, so primal, it defied description. It wasn't just the earth that trembled, but reality itself seemed to warp. Fault lines, dormant for eons, awakened with terrifying fury. Cities, once symbols of human achievement, were reduced to dust. The initial shock was only the beginning. Aftershocks, each a hammer blow, rippled across the globe. Tsunamis, towering walls of water, crashed against the coasts, swallowing entire islands and cities in their wake. The delicate balance of the earth, carefully maintained for millennia, had been shattered. Terror gripped humanity. The very ground beneath us, once a symbol of solidity and permanence, had betrayed us. The air was thick with the stench of fear, the heavy pall of death hanging over everything. We had become refugees on our own planet, fleeing an enemy we could not outrun, could not defeat. The Earth's crust, fractured and weakened by our relentless exploitation, began to give way. Tectonic plates, once locked in a delicate dance, collided with unimaginable force. Mountain ranges crumbled, oceans boiled, and the very geography of our planet was rewritten. It was a domino effect, one catastrophic event triggering another. Volcanoes, dormant for centuries, erupted, spewing molten lava and ash into the atmosphere. The sun, once our life-giver, was blotted out by a perpetual twilight. The air grew thick with ash and the reek of sulfur, making each breath a struggle. The world, as we knew it, was coming to an end. The very forces that had birthed our planet were now tearing it apart, and we, the architects of our own destruction, were left to face the consequences. The polar ice caps, once symbols of an icy world, melted at an alarming rate. Sea levels rose, swallowing coastlines and turning once populated areas into underwater graveyards. Entire continents vanished beneath the waves, taking with them millennia of history and culture. The Earth, once a tapestry of diverse landscapes, was becoming a watery grave. Those who had survived the initial earthquakes and volcanic eruptions now faced a new threat: drowning. They huddled on whatever scraps of land remained, clinging to life as the waters rose around them. Those lucky enough to find refuge on makeshift rafts drifted on a vast, endless ocean. The deluge was merciless. It swept away everything in its path, leaving behind a desolate, flooded wasteland. The earth, once teeming with life, was now eerily silent. The only sound was the mournful moan of the wind and the crashing of waves against the remnants of a lost world. As the volcanic ash settled and the sun's rays once again pierced the Earth's atmosphere, a new threat emerged: a global ice age. The massive amounts of ash and debris ejected into the atmosphere by the volcanic eruptions had blocked out the sun, causing temperatures to plummet. A new ice age, swift and merciless, descended upon the ravaged planet. Those who had survived the earthquakes, tsunamis and floods now faced a new enemy: the cold. Temperatures plunged to unimaginable lows, freezing everything in their wake. The few remaining pockets of humanity huddled together for warmth, their bodies shivering uncontrollably in the frigid wind. The world had become a barren wasteland, a frozen wilderness of ice and snow. Once familiar landmarks were now buried under mountains of ice, lost forever. The Earth, once a vibrant planet teeming with life, was now a silent, frozen tomb. And yet, amidst the despair, a flicker of hope remained. The human spirit, though battered and bruised, refused to be extinguished. For in the hearts of the survivors, the will to live, to rebuild, still flickered. The future was uncertain, the challenges insurmountable. But humanity, or what remained of it, would endure. The future is uncertain, the challenges are immense, but humankind, or what's left of it, will carry on.